What is going on, guys? It's your boy Dyllan, and welcome back to another Destiny 2 video. Today, I'm going to be talking about the Destiny 2 development update. Now, this is something that was released, I think it was 2 years ago now. This was a big post for a lot of the Destiny community. This was make or break for a lot of people. From what I've said, like I said, I feel the same way. Some people are 50-50, some people just aren't interested, they're not going to be playing the game for a while. Some people, again, are starting to get a little bit more back into the game because they know that it's going to be getting better soon, but this is going to be my opinion compiled into a video. We're going to talk about some of the things, all that sort of good stuff. Again, the reason I'm doing this is because a couple of my close friends have asked how I feel about it, and a couple of you guys as well, so let's just, get straight into it and I'll give my opinions on certain stuff. So first up, I thought it was nice that they identified and sort of laid it out clearly what they classify as expansion content, season content and Eververse content. I thought it was really nice just to sort of put it out there so people know exactly what to expect in future updates. I'm not going to be including screenshots of any of this stuff. I'll probably just leave a link in the description to this Bungie blog if you want to look through it all yourself to see what I'm actually talking about. Most of you have probably already seen it all anyway and seen other videos on it, so that's why I won't be including screenshots or anything like that. Next thing to talk about is the return of faction rallies. January the 16th, and Iron Banner will be back in rotation on January the 30th. Again, something to look forward to. Faction rallies is always good. Don't get me wrong, they're a little bit stale and boring at the moment.
Looks like the Vex are trying to reestablish control of the
but
forest.
you know, something else to do, I suppose. Iron Banner again as well. You know, it's just something else to do, I suppose. This is a big one. The next one is Eververse. Eververse has been a huge issue with the game for me since launch. It has been a pretty much, from what I can tell, a priority in Bungie's eyes. Yeah, mainly with the Curse of Osiris. When that DLC released, it was lackluster. There was a lack of content. There was no huge improvements to the game. It was just a boring expansion. Now, I don't mean to be mean when I say that. I know a lot of people worked very hard on it, but it was a very small DLC for £20. I can't justify spending £20 on that. You know what I mean? But Eververse got loads of items, loads of new exotics, loads of things to to spend your hard-earned cash on. So that was sort of the thing that did it for me as to where I really started to hate Eververse. So like I said, they make loads of good points in here. Basically, they're going to start adding more of these rewards into endgame activities, which is also really good. Gameplay path to earn bright engrams and all contained rewards. There's going to be more direct purchase options, so if you want to buy bright engrams to allow you to get items you desire more often. Let's see. The Crimson Days event is going to begin on February the 13th, and some of the changes are coming to Eververse with that update as well. So, completing the Nightfall raid and Crimson Days milestones during Crimson Days reward, an exclusive legendary emote, weapon scaling Sparrow. Again, that's really good. It's a step in the right direction. Guys will earn double engrams at level up. Now, this was a good one for me. We're going to be getting a Crimson engram and an Illuminated engram for the duration of the event, which is nice. That's how it should have been for the Dawning, but hey ho, the Dawning's already come and gone, so who the hell cares?
You're gonna need it for that
Crimson engrams can also drop from completing the Crimson Days match and from completing the Crimson Days milestone on each character, which is again another outlet to earn the engrams, which is always nice. Each Crimson engram is very strongly weighted to new rewards when decrypted until all new event items have been obtained. So this, again, a very, very good step in a very good direction. Now again, they don't detail percentages or specifics, so we'll have to just wait and see what it's like when we get our hands on it. But on paper, it looks pretty good, but we'll have to wait and see. The next thing to talk about is XP. You know, they talk about having fairness of XP throughout all game modes. They don't want people just grinding one specific activity, aka public events. So, I mean, yeah, and that's nice, I suppose. Now the next thing, this is what is it? January the 30th update. Now this, I'm 50-50 with this one. Is Masterwork Armor. Now Masterwork Armor looks to be boring as hell. I'm sorry, you know, if anyone else is looking forward to this, but for me, it's going to be stale within a day or two. Once you've got like one piece, who cares at that point? There's only going to be one perk that you can choose from, and that's Masterwork Armor provides increased damage reduction while using your super. Amazing. So yeah, I mean, who cares? The lack of variety and lack of freedom and choice in perks is just, yeah, it just makes it boring, you know. I don't mean to sound like such a, you know, so ignorant when I say that, but it's true. The lack of freedom in Destiny 2 is a very big thing for me. Yeah, they should have had more perk options here, as well as the damage reduction. They should have had like increased ability cooldowns, increased ammo capacity for certain weapons. You know, add other unique perks on. You know, increase like, I don't know, just anything. You can do so much stuff, you know. So yeah, that's how I feel about the Masterwork Armor. The raid rework, basically they're going to talk about making raids more rewarding and all that sort of stuff, which is nice because currently I don't really raid because what's the point? All the raids, like all the rewards in the raid, like every weapon you get from it's just bad. All the armors pretty much just disgusting. And I mean, the first time I did the Eater of Worlds raid lair, I think I got a chest piece, and that was it, which is embarrassing to say the least. To say I spent that many hours trying to do that and I got a chest piece, I mean, that's why I don't raid at the moment. So hopefully they're going to make them a hell of a lot more rewarding than what they currently are, and then I'll be down to raid more often, but until then, no thanks. February update, strike scoring, again something that we already had in Destiny 1, so they're going to be replacing the Nightfall timer with this mechanic. I wonder if it's going to work. Yeah, so the scoring is similar to the Destiny 1 system, but with adjustments to emphasize competitive execution of strike objectives. So I mean, I don't know, we'll have to wait and see on that. Nightfalls for me at the moment, like, I enjoyed Destiny 1's Nightfalls. Like, they were timed. Like, obviously, if you were doing they were timed to a certain extent. Obviously, there was a bounty where you had to get a gold medal within the time limit that it had. Usually, it was about 30 minutes. When I went on it the other Destiny 1 the other week, I soloed the Nightfall, and I got 30 minutes to do it. I got a gold medal, and that was fun, you know. Main thing for me with Nightfalls is just the lack of fun modifiers. Like, it's just boring. Every single week, it's just like it's the same handful of strikes with the same modifiers as what it was last time. Like, for example, if you do Savathun's Song, it's usually the perk where you have to sprint to regenerate health, and like, yeah, you have to shoot those little blue oracles. And I have never seen different modifiers for that strike. Like, it's just always the same. They never mix it up. There's never a variety there. There's just the lack of variety in the modifiers and all that sort of stuff is just what makes it boring for me. Mods 2.0, they're going to say they're going to rework the armor and weapon mods. Again, that's good because the mod system at the moment is absolute trash. Quick play improvements, adjusting game mode rules to increase the pace of gameplay and power ammo acquisition in quick play. This one is weird for me. I don't get how you are going to increase the pace of gameplay without the increasing of time to kill, because the reason the gameplay is so slow at the moment is because of the slow time to kill and the meta. That's your problem. Next thing, power ammo acquisition in quick play. Now this is a weird one for me. Like it partly has to do with the weapon system. It's stupid to me that a sniper rifle, a shotgun, and a fusion rifle are in the same skill bracket of weapon as a rocket launcher. That to me is pathetic. So what this should read is and power ammo acquisition for rocket launchers in quick play. That's pretty much what it should read, because that's all you're gonna see is people shooting rocket launchers and colonies all over the place. So it's gonna be even more annoying than it already currently is, because the lack of like power, like, I don't know. I'm gonna stop there before I get even more tilted. PC tower chat, so middle finger to consoles. Fire team members on a destination map, exotic repetition reduction, blah 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 blah. Exotics are boring anyway. Spring 2018. Now this is another big one. Is Crucibles getting ranked? Beginning with Season 3, we will introduce seasonal Crucible ranks. Valor, which is a progression rank that goes up as you complete matches. Winning helps you move up faster, but there are no lost penalties. Glory, a progression rank that goes up when you win and down when you lose. Performance is how you move up here. I mean, yay, you know. I find it hard to get excited for something that I feel like should have been in a month after launch. You know, this was something that a lot of players were requesting in Destiny 1. We never got it, and again we're going to have to wait for it until spring 2018 until we get it in Destiny 2, so yay. Private matches are coming back, again something we should have already had at launch. Again, it looks to be very boring, a lack of fun choices of things you can do. The only things you can change is the game type, the map, the time limit, the score to win, maximum lives, and allow resurrection. And that's it. There's no fun little things you can do, like increase the movement speed, jump height, increase, mess around with weapon damages, increase with, ammo spawns, all this sort of stuff. So, I mean, who cares? I mean, honestly, who the hell cares? 6v6 is coming back. This one is going to get a video of its own that I'll be probably releasing maybe tomorrow or maybe the next day. I'm excited for it to coming back, mainly for the social aspect, so I can play with more than 3 of my other friends at a time. Because the other day, when we was in a party, there's 5 of us, and one of us had to go off because one of us wanted to, we wanted to play PvP. That is just, a crappy feeling. That one of your friends can't play. So 6v6 coming is nice, mainly for the social aspect. Mayhem will return as a limited time event during Season 3 going forward. The thing with this with me is, leave Mayhem in. Why can't you leave it in? I seriously don't understand why you can't just have Mayhem as a permanent game mode. It's fun. People like to play it, they like the power fantasy behind it. You can go off on your own, you can make plays. It's an awesome game. But, whatever, I suppose. Additional fixes to make quitting less common and behind the scenes security improvements. So quitting less common, I mean, add a quitting penalty, so you get the matchmaking banned for 15 minutes when you quit so many games. Behind the scenes security improvements probably means that hopefully I won't be getting DDoSed as much when I play Trials. Additional highlights, weapon and ability balance pass. Hopefully an increase in time to kill is included in there. Exotic weapon and armor balance pass. Yep, because exotics are absolutely trash right now. They don't change the gameplay up enough, they're boring and they're very lackluster. Seasonal reputation, specific vendors will now display a seasonal ranking. I mean, who the hell cares? Improved Iron Banner and faction rallies, which, again, that's nice because they're pretty stale at the moment. Playlist repetition reduction, which is needed because getting the same strike or crucible game mode in a row is very frustrating. Endgame player pursuits. They've recognised basically the imbalance between achievement and right engram rewards. So hopefully, you know, we might get some more stuff to actually grind and play for. Multi-emote, I mean, this one for me is just, why are we talking about emotes and adding an emote wheel at this point, like when Destiny 2 is in the state it's in? I really don't get it. I get it that it's a feature that some people want, but it is what it is. Vault space, so adding in the 50 slots to the vault, but they're working on a more permanent solution. Adding an exotic accessory tab for your ship Spiral's Ghosts. PC clan chat, again, middle finger to consoles. Heroic strike changes, basically they're adding modifiers to them, which modifiers should have already been on heroic strikes when they launched in the Curse of Osiris anyway. I don't get why you would add heroic strikes without modifiers, I really don't. And then fall 2018 or sooner. Item collections and records, weapon slot and archetype improvements, additional Crucible playlists, for example Rumble, better clan rewards, masterwork exotics, pinnacle weapon and gear improvements, Trials of the Nine improvements, shaders and dismantling, the future of guided games, address solo versus fire team matchmaking. Yay!
It's switching guns.
So I mean, overall, it's nice to see that Bungie are listening. Don't get me wrong, I understand that Bungie are hard at work on this, and I respect that. Again, you know, people at Bungie, I can't imagine how much stress is in that studio at the moment, and how hard they're having to push themselves to try and improve this game. But as a player, as a consumer who bought the game, you know, who played Destiny 1 for 4 years straight, you know, constantly without any, like, without even wanting to stop playing. Like, I played Destiny 1 non-stop. It was an amazing game. It was so good, and I believed in Bungie, you know, for them to improve the game over time, and they did. And Destiny 1 ended on a high note. It was absolutely amazing. And I feel like we're gonna have to go through the same stuff with Destiny 2 all over again, and it's just tiring. It really is just like having to wait for the game to be good, having to tell your friends, oh, just hang in there, just, you know, wait another couple of months, there's another update coming. Like, most people have just had enough of that now. They just want a fun game that they can hop on and enjoy playing and just relax. And hopefully in fall 2018 we'll get that. But yeah, overall some of the changes are good, don't get me wrong, but I can't get excited for something that should have already been in the game. All of this stuff that has been listed and labelled out should have already been in the game. You know, ranked should have been introduced a month after the launch of the game. Private matches should have been in at launch. Heroic Strike should have launched with modifiers at release when the game came out. I mean, Destiny 1 was an amazing game. The only thing it really needed to take it to a whole other level was a deeper story, you know? And they were on the right track. They started to improve the story over time. People liked the power fantasy. People didn't have a problem really with the RNG rules or the grinding for gear or the chase for loot. Maybe you could make it a little bit fair. Maybe you could add a weapon reforging station into the game. Maybe you could add certain things into the game to make things fairer. But completely removing certain systems and certain elements of the game that we all fell in love with is just... it baffles me. Now, the things that I were wanting to hear were mainly sandbox changes, which I understand are coming soon, as we get closer to Season 3. The things I'm looking for in here are a time to kill improvement. Like, I want the time to kill to be increased. The game is slow and boring as hell. Like, it's just ridiculous at this point. There's so much opportunity to where your enemy can just run away, or you know, there's been so many times as well where someone's been shooting me, I have reacted, and then I've turned around, started shooting them, and then I've got them to like a hair of health, but because they started shooting me first, they killed me. But if that would have been Destiny 1, I would have killed them, because like I got them to the hair of health, but because the time to kill in Destiny 2 is so long, like, you know what I mean? It's just, there's certain situations where it's just frustrating. Time to kill needs to be addressed. I feel like the better devils needs to be a 2 to the head and 1 to the body, and then they need to balance all the other weapons around that. I feel like the Nightshade needs to be a 3 burst to the head, like it's sort of like the Hawksaw was in Destiny 1. People, like, and then you'll be able to make plays again, you'll be able to go off on your own and be able to get flanks and do stuff, like... The movement as well. I want the Destiny 1 movement back. I want Titan skating back. Warlock bunny hop skating. I want Blink to be as good as it was in D1. I want, you know, I want, like, it's just, yeah, it's certain things are just frustrating right now. But hopefully, yeah, I'm gonna hang in there for a little bit longer. Hopefully, and hopefully Bungie can bring it round. I understand that a lot of people, I know people that have quit the game and since moved on to other games because they feel like they've been let down and they're not waiting around for it to get better anymore. And I can completely understand everyone's frustration because I do feel the same way. But I'll probably still play it every week. I'll probably still, you know, do my milestones and all that sort of stuff, and maybe a couple of matches here and there, an odd trials card every once in a blue moon. But as far as actually grinding the game, probably I'll be leaving the grinding for DLCs until we actually get, you know, constant reasons to want to play. The Division right now is like, although I'm not too keen on third-person games, the Division has so much to grind for. One of the main things as well, Diablo 3, I was playing Diablo 3 the other day, and oh my days, like, the amount of, like, obviously there's gear sets in the game, and there's so many interesting build combinations, and, like, exotic sort of, like, things you can get, like, just where it changes your gameplay with unique perks and stat rolls, percentages, like, this is what Destiny 2 needs. Like, I understand that, you know, I mean, all that sort of stuff should be disabled in PvP, but for PvE, it should be enabled, you know? Like I said, we'll have to wait and see. It looks promising. It's nice to see that Bungie are listening. You know, I respect, like I said, that Bungie are hard at work. I can't even imagine how much stress they're all going through right now with this. So mad respect for Bungie. But yeah, a lot of the community is still going to be frustrated. And that's my thoughts and opinions on it. Hope you enjoyed. I know this might have been quite a long one. Thank you so much for sticking with me if you made it this far. Catch you in the next one, guys. Have an awesome rest of your day.